Hey guys, welcome to a new video, and today I'm gonna be swatching and reviewing my set of ShinHan professional watercolors, which are Korean paints. So let's just begin. I actually first saw ShinHan when I was looking at Amazon and seeing just whatever it was that came up when I searched for the word watercolor. This set in specific came up and I was interested mostly because they were called professional watercolors, but the price tag on them was very low. I actually got these for less than $30. That's almost just $1 per tube, and that to me was just a real bargain. And even though I was a bit skeptical about their quality, I decided to go ahead and buy them. So when I got them, I tried them out, and I do have to say that I was really surprised by how bright and vivid they were. My only experience at that point with watercolors had been my Winsor & Newton Cutman watercolors, but these far outstripped them in color. My guess with these watercolors was that because of their price tag that they would be the student equivalent for the ShinHan brand, and they were just named professional to attract attention. But when I went to research more about them, I saw that they actually did advertise these as for professionals, and that they had another version that was for students called chamois watercolors. So the way it works is that ShinHan has 3 types of watercolors that they sell. One they call the premium extra fine watercolors, and these are mostly single pigment watercolors that have mostly a high grade of light fastness, and they come in as many as 104 colors. Next I have the ShinHan professional watercolors, which is the set that I have, and they do advertise them as being watercolors that have, quote, a high quality to price ratio, unquote. So they would be good to use for both professionals and artists of all levels, and these come in as many as 30 colors and mostly have good light fastness. Next I have their chamois watercolors, and those are the student grade. They only come in 24 colors, and they also say that they have good light fastness. To me though, I feel like their chamois watercolors, even though they say it's for students, they are designed, their design feels like they should be saying that it's for kids, and that the professional watercolors that I'm using should actually be advertised as for students, and then they have their professional watercolors, just completely just based on the design, to be honest. So I think that even though these are advertised as professionals, I think that this is really their version of Cutman watercolors. But even so, not only is the color you get from ShinHan much brighter, but the price tag is still cheaper than Winsor & Newton with each tube. As for light fastness, I can only go with their own test, since doing my own would take quite a while. And according to them, most of the colors you get have a 2 out of 3 star rating, with 18 out of 30 being the number. Only one of them has a 1-star rating, and that is Opera Color. That's the pink, the bright pink one. But that's pretty common with this type of pink. It's really any of the opera colors, any of the bright pink ones are probably not going to have very good light fastness, no matter what brand. A good way to double check on these ratings though is by looking at the pigments on each tube and seeing if they are considered light fast. So for example, yellow green, which is another very bright color, is made from PY3 or pigment yellow number 3, which has a very good light fast rating, and PG7 or pigment green 7, which has an excellent light fast rating. So even though this color in particular only has 2 stars in the rating, there's a very good chance that they won't be fading anytime soon. However, when I was actually looking at all of the pigments, I saw that their orange uses PO13, and even though it has a 3-star rating in their system, what I could find of the pigment is that the rating is actually just fair, it's not that good. So it might have changed from the research that I found. I'm not sure. I haven't seen the latest ASTM rating, which are the people that officially tell you the light fastness of pigments. So if I'm wrong and you guys know more about this, totally correct me if you can. But from what I found, apparently PO13, it's really not that good, and I'm not sure why it has a 3-star rating in their system. As far as color mixing goes, 14 out of 30 of them are mixed pigments. So that's just about half of them, and you will need to actually do swatches for what colors you like, just to be sure it's the color that you need. But color swatching is really a good idea overall, so that wouldn't be a strange thing to do with any watercolor really, even single pigments. These are very transparent paints, and as you can see in the swatching, the black line is never covered in any way, and that makes these paints really great for layering. As for my own experience with them, I think these are wonderful watercolors, to be honest. I really did feel like these felt much better than my Winsor & Newton Cutman paints, and were on par with my White Nights watercolor in terms of brightness. They re-wet really well in my opinion, and I think the fact that they are so cheap is just one big plus in my book, because you get 37.5mm tubes of pigment, and these can last you for a very long time. I actually used these when I painted the Ifrit and the Kitsune for my 100-day project. I'll have a link to them either by card on the video or in the description box. I think the biggest downside I can find to them is that 1, there's only 30 colors to choose from, and even though you don't necessarily need all the colors out there to make a good palette, the choice would be great. And 2, it's very hard to find single tubes if you need them. I've only been able to find these on Amazon and then only as sets. I think the Plick website was carrying them, but as of recording this, they seem to have stopped, so not sure why, because the reviews, if you go look for them, they seem pretty good. In the end, I think that the ShinHan Professional watercolors are a good option for someone starting watercolors and on a budget. You get quite a lot of colors from the very beginning, and the best thing is that they are tubes that will last you much longer than pans. Even though these are very hard to find, I think that by the time you finish these, you will have a good idea of the colors you lean towards to the most, and you will have much more experience handling watercolors. So if you need to replace a color, you can go ahead and invest in a higher quality brand. And if you see that you don't need all the colors offered in ready-made palettes, you can trim your choices down and build your palette with artist quality paints. Alright, that is all I have for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this was helpful to you guys. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye!